Is every fight violent? Well, here's what the science of combat sports says. In sport, a fight is a reciprocal test. It means that I'm trying to dominate while avoid being dominated, but I still recognize you as a person. Violence starts when that recognition collapses, when you stop being a subject and become just a target to neutralize. At least that's what Barreira and colleagues showed in their very recent July 2025 phenomenological model of combat sports. And phenomenological simply means that they studied the lived experience of fighters, how combat actually feels and unfolds in the moment, instead of only measuring stats or outcomes. So, Barreira and colleagues mapped out 6 different modes, including play fighting, corporal fighting, self-defense, and brawl. Combat sports sits mainly in corporal fighting, which is a reciprocal, rule-structured engagement. And that's why a hard bout isn't automatically violent. And then there's the consent aspect, right? Sociologists like Channon and Matthews, they found that athletes co-create boundaries and negotiate intensity before and during the rounds. That's another buffer against violence. And if sport fighting were just violent, you wouldn't see the outcomes that we see. We already know that martial arts and combat sports training are linked to better mental health in adults, especially when training is structured and guided. But I mean, of course, fights can slide into violence, right? Practitioners describe the threshold where frustration spikes and empathy narrows and the opponent becomes just an enemy. And that's when the intentional structure collapses into brawl. But learning to recognize that shift and pull back is part of the art. So is every fight violent? Well, no. In combat sports, fighting is a disciplined conversation under pressure, kept ethical by reciprocity, consent, and culture. And that's the paradox most people miss. The closer you get to violence, the more it teaches you how to master it.